All right, Shalom. Want to start by saying, Call halal, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles of Israel, aka the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all Akim. Continue to preach his truth and all truth and sincerity. All right, it's a lot going on this day and age. A lot going on, and it's all revolving around prophecy because that's what life is all about, prophecy. Because why? The prophecy comes from who? The originator, the creator of everything, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And in his prophecies and in his book, which is proven to be true, if the Lord has given you the understanding to understand it to be true, everything taking place right now on the earth and America, so on and so forth in the heavens, all of that, etc., is all pertaining to prophecy, man. But the main particular prophecy in question and the main prophecy we're going to talk about is the loss of jobs, man. All right. And the whole thing with AI, that's tied into prophecy, with the great miracles, the deception. All right. The grinding shall cease. This all plays a part. This is all actually this is prophecy playing out. Now here it is. You got the Microsoft AI CEO talk about within the next 12 to 18 months, all white collar jobs will be automated. Now, not for nothing, that's a year and a half. All right, so we're talking about damn near the end of 2027, toward the end of 2027. He talking about one article said most, if not all, white collar jobs will be automated. And in this article it says, so it says it's from Business Insider, right? So it's from Business Insider. It's from February 12th, which was yesterday. It says Microsoft AI CEO predicts most, if not all, white collar tasks will be automated by AI within 18 months. So in a year and a half, this dude, the Microsoft AI CEO, it talk about most, if not all, white collar tasks will be automated. Now hold up. And you got this another article to bring up, Lord willing. In Ireland, they're bringing out basically a universal basic income for artists. All right, so you see the trajectory of where we're going, the direction where we're going. We're going into grinding season, and then ultimately we're going into what? The direction of the mark of the beast. Because this is how they're ushering in the beast system. Nobody's job layoffs. Nobody's working, but people still getting paid so much. Because why? People still gonna have to buy and sell. Because why? It's prophecy. The Lord said that you have to go receive a mark in your right hand or in your forehead and to buy or sell. You also have, which Lord, I could bring down another time, in Sweden, they're talking about bringing back, taking out all the digital stuff out of the classrooms and bringing back pen and paper. Now that's cool, but you gotta remember also, what also are they doing in Sweden? A lot of people have the micro see it, so they're in the area of where they're trying to get people to be, because they don't give a fuck about how much digital stuff could help people. They just want to see it, everybody. So in Sweden, they already have people see it. So yeah, go back to your pen and paper. But at the end of the day, the ultimate goal is to get everyone to see it. So let me go into this article. So it says, Microsoft AI CEO Mustafa Suleyman says AI will reach human level performance in white collar work. He predicts most tasks in that field can be automated within the next 12 to 18 months. Several leaders in the AI industry have warned of impending mass job replacement. So it's not just this is all throughout the whole this sector, this job sector. White collar, all right? Your coders, engineers, all that shit. It says Microsoft's AI CEO is joining a chorus of executives who say they anticipate widespread job automation driven by artificial intelligence. Code word for what? A lot of people about to start getting laid off in this field. Now, these are the fields that people went to college for. People did long years of studying, degrees and shit, all for nothing. And now you have the people in college now that might be going to school for these fields, and now what they about to do? Because why? What? The graduating class is gonna be what, 2026, and they say into 2027. That most white collar jobs, if not all, will be automated. So let me get that scripture real quick. I'm gonna get this in the NLT. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 4, and it reads, remember him, which is the Lord. Remember him before the door to life's opportunities is closed and the sound of work fades. Now, what's happening now? The people that didn't remember the Lord, what they about to start feeling the pinch. Because you're going to have a whole lot of people that's going to be losing their jobs. You had a whole lot of people that already just lost their jobs. And they're saying that the job layoffs is going to continue from here on out. This same guy, this same CEO from Microsoft said people need to start getting with the AI before they get down and lay down. So going back to this article, it says, now it said the door to life's opportunities is closed and the sound of work fades. So work opportunity leads to what? Job loss. So you're going to have these people coming up in school now, going to college for these very same tasks. They about to have no jobs. So what people about to do? Then they go around the universal basic income, which is, and I'm going to bring that article out, and that was happening in Ireland. Okay, it says Mustafa Sullivan, whatever the fuck, the Microsoft AI chief said in an interview with the Financial Times that he predicts most, if not every, task in white-collar fields will be automated by AI within the next year or year and a half. I think we're going to have human-level performance on most, if not all, professional tasks. Sullivan said in the interview that was published Wednesday, so it's 2 days ago, says, so white-collar work where you're sitting down at a computer, either being a lawyer or an accountant or a project manager or a marketing person, most of those tasks will be fully automated by an AI within the next 12 to 18 months. The CEO said the trend is already observable in software engineering, in which employees are using AI-assisted coding for the vast majority of their code production. It's a quite different relationship to technology, and that's happened in the last 6 months. He said, see, they're moving quick with it. They're moving quick with it. They're saying that the AI is moving at immaculate rates. Speed. Because why? That also ties into what? Revelation 12 and 12. This great wrath, because if people start losing their jobs now, what people gonna be like, what's our purpose? You had Elon Musk, Mr. Asperger's, he was talking about, yeah, man, it's gonna be no work. You don't need to save money. Money's gonna be irrelevant. This and this same guy, Microsoft AI chief Mustafa, whatever the fuck his last name is, he also said that people are not taking the warning seriously about how AI is about to really take over. Reading on the article, it says AI's rapid advancement over the past half decade has brought about real documented shifts in how some white-collar workers performed. Business Insider recently reported that AI fatigue has hit software engineering. The technology has unlocked productivity, but also exhaustion, as workers are expected to take on more work at once. But see, AI is not going to have that problem. AI is not going to have a work overload. AI is not going to ask for time off. AI is not going to ask for sick leave. AI is not going to ask for PTO, health benefits. They're not going to ask for all that. They're not going to ask for time. They're not going to ask for time off. They're not going to need time. They're not going to know what time off is. And it says Microsoft is one of the leading companies behind the push to introduce AI. But Microsoft is one of the, you think of computers, you think of Microsoft. It says Microsoft is one of the leading companies behind the push to introduce AI in the workplace, building products like Copilot and investing in OpenAI and Anthropic. Some leaders and pioneers in AI say that artificial intelligence will advance far enough to replace entire workforces. You see that? The sound of work fades. It said to replace entire workforces. That's humans. Get rid of the humans. This article is from yesterday. It says Stuart Russell, a computer scientist who co-authored one of the world's most authoritative books on AI, said in an interview last year that political leaders are looking at 80% unemployment due to AI, as jobs ranging from surgeons to CEOs are at risk of being replaced. So not just the computer motherfucking surgeons, CEOs are at risk of being replaced. 80% unemployment. Is that not what the scripture just said? I'm going to read that again. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 4 in the NLT. Remember him before the door to life's opportunities is closed and the sound of work fades. Now you rise at the first chirp of the birds, but then all their sounds will go faint. See, in the morning, you get up in the morning, the birds chirping, yeah, then start to your day. Ain't going to be no more of that. And they talk about another emic might be coming. So they might have a whole nother ploy where they have another lockdown, and then they introduce what? Oh, then we're going to do this now. Universal basic income. No more jobs. Because the layoffs is going to get so much, you're going to have so many people unemployed. So that's when they're going to usher in a new system. So they're going to keep chopping away at jobs. More layoffs, more layoffs. AI keep advancing. AI keep advancing. More layoffs, more layoffs. So by the time we get to the end of 2026, you're going to probably have hundreds of thousands of layoffs, if not more. And hell, the population of America is only 330-some million. And I'm pretty sure they done hit a couple million layoffs within the last few years now. Because you have it to where the retail apocalypse, all these businesses closing, you had the whole C-19 thing, a lot of businesses closed, a lot of layoffs happened, but this AI wave is doing way more than C-19 did. And at faster rates. Because during the C-19, people still worked. So it says Dario Amodei, CEO and co-founder of Anthropic, previously said AI could wipe out half of entry-level white-collar jobs. And it says, we as the producers of this technology have a duty and an obligation to be honest about what is coming. A massive job loss, massive job layoffs, massive unemployment. The grinding shall cease. It says, we as the producers of this technology have a duty and an obligation to be honest about what is coming. Omajai told Axios in an interview, I don't think this is on people's radar. You see, he told people stupid. People not even paying attention. Now, maybe the people that's losing their jobs because of this right now are paying more attention, but as a whole, the whole world is not paying, like the masses are not paying attention to this. That's why the Lord said what? They dwelleth carelessly, man. Here it is. Everybody want to talk about the money, work, work, work. But they're talking about it's about to be no more work. It says Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont responded to Solian's prediction on Friday, saying that if what the Microsoft AI chief says is true, it's an economic earthquake. We need a moratorium on new AI data centers to make sure AI works for workers, not just billionaires, Sanders said. But hold up, they don't give a fuck about the people. So they know. So they know that this not even just coming. This is here, and it's going to and people are going to be getting more and more aware as more job losses and more people start to lose their actual jobs, lose their careers, not be able to have a career because you got, like I said, the young people coming up. What do they have to look forward to if they're going to school for these occupations that's about to just get wiped away? They don't give a fuck. That's why they're going to come out with the universal basic income. Everybody gets paid, but those don't have to work. So they have the pilots going out. You got the Fed now that got popped off in 2022. And they've been doing it ever since, quietly. Just like that, quietly. So now they're doing the pilot programs. They're getting everything in order. So now they're about to bring it all out. And all it's going to lead to is the what? It's going to lead to the market of beasts. It's going to lead to the RFID micro C-HIP. It says the senator previously called for a moratorium on data centers in December, but the idea is unlikely to succeed. Big tech companies spent hundreds of billions on data centers in 2025, and President Donald Trump has promoted their construction. So they're all with the shit. This is all it. This is already set in motion. You have the president's administration with it. These technocrats spending billions of dollars in last year, and it's going to spend billions of dollars this year. Get rid of the humans. We don't need humans no more. Yeah, set up a universal basic income to have people still feel like they have a purpose and getting paid. But as far as work goes, they talk about it's going to be most of all white collar tasks automated. That's a lot of people about to lose jobs. And you have all these AI centers being built with the construction of these AI centers. So they talk about energy bills going to be going up because of it. You already have it happening now. People's energy bills going up from $200 up to $1,000. Data centers being built left and right. Mad energy consumption. And the people are going to bear the brunt. The masses are going to bear the brunt of these AI data centers, man. Because these Elon Musk and niggas like that, they're not going to bear the brunt. They're going to give it off to the common man. They're going to get off to the little people. They're going to get off to the peasants, the 99%. as usual. That's pretty much it on that article. Let me get one more article. There we go. Okay. So, we have this from BBC, and it reads, it says, Ireland launches world first scheme to provide basic income for artists. See, there you go, basic income. Where you're not working, but getting paid. See, and like, when I heard about the Fed now, they were talking about 2024 and all that, but they said the pilots have started since 2022. So we're talking about now 4 years ago. 4 years ago. And they've been doing it quietly, not saying a peep about it. But then it's all the will of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM. Now they're trying to bring it out. Now they're about to start talking about it more because they already laid the groundwork. And they're going to do the same thing with the MOTB. So I read this article, and it says, so it says artists based in the Republic of Ireland could be paid 325 euros or 280, I think it's, 283 with Irish pounds a week by the Irish government as part of a scheme to support them in their work. See? Support them. So what? Relying on the government. You don't own nothing and be happy. But they're going to make this a universal thing. It's going to be a worldly thing. It's not going to just be one country. Esau, the so-called white man, he's going to put this. Remember, it says he calls of all the people on the earth. It says the basic income for the arts BIA project is believed to be the first permanent one of its kind in the world, and Ireland in the world, so the whole planet. And Ireland's culture minister, Patrick O'Donovan, says it makes Ireland a global leader in the area of artist support. They don't give a fuck about that. They're just the first bit of guinea pigs they're using, these artists. It says some 2,000 eligible artists will be selected after applications open in May, which is when couple months, was it? What were we in? February, March, April, May? So yeah, like a couple months. Will open in May and will receive the weekly payment for 3 years. The permanent scheme follows a pilot which was launched in 2022, 4 years ago, to help the arts and the culture sector recover after C-19. You see what the C-19 did? The C-19 opened up a lot for what their plans are now. 4 years ago. A year or two after the C-19 hit, because it hit what? Late March 2020? We're now about to be in March 2026. So we're going on a 6-year anniversary since C-19 officially hit, and they started making moves about it with lockdowns, V's, and all of that. Just like that. That 6 years went by. It said the permanent scheme, some 2,000 eligible artists will be selected after applications open in May and will receive the weekly payment for 3 years, so until 2029. And more countries are going to follow suit. It's not going to stop with Ireland. You're going to have it in America. You're going to have it in China. You're going to have it in Russia. You're going to have it all these countries, man, because it's all about what? Money. And this is the money that the elites have set up for all the world to have to abide by. That's why I say he calls them all. And like I said, it's going to go back. It's all leading towards the see it, man. It says, O'Donovan said that every euro, every 0.87 euro invested in the pilot had generated 139 euro or 1.21 Irish pound in return, while allowing artists to devote more time to their work and improving their quality of life. You see that? That sounds just like a STEMI check. Oh, go about do your music thing, do your art thing, or whatever. You still get paid. And that's going to follow throughout most of the citizens. They're going to use these people, see how it works, and they're going to like it. Because who's not going to, quote unquote, want to take free money? The same thing they did with the C-19, the stimulus checks, unemployment checks. People sitting on their ass, chilling, having fun, and getting paid. So that was a little test run, and that was what? The years of what? 2020, 2021, 2022 even, and maybe some into 2023? But I think they started opening shit back up in like around 2023. But still, it was a whole 2-year lockdown for sure. From 2020 to 2022. And people was getting stimulus checks, people was getting unemployment checks, and people were loving it. I was loving it. I ain't gonna lie, I was loving it. But I knew there was a con to it, man. We knew something's gonna come of it later down the line, and now we're later down the line. Now it's no more, it's job layoffs. Now it's AI, because nobody was thinking about AI in 2020 or from 2020 to 2022. But they were, all right? But continuing on, it says, he said the permanent project was a major milestone that would sustain the careers of the artists selected and help retain their talent in the art sector. The pilot research has consistently demonstrated both the positive impact it has had on those in receipt of it and how difficult it is to work as an artist in Ireland given the income precarity prevalent in the sector, he added. See? Seeking to please the poor. I encourage artists from all over the country to apply to ensure that those selected for the scheme represent the broadest range of artists practicing in Ireland today. Oh, let's go into the word scheme. I find it interesting to use the word scheme because usually when you use the word scheme, it's not really that positive because it's like kind of conniving. Going to etymology. Oh, I got it. Okay. What? Oops. Okay. Scheme. So you go into the word scheme, it's from the 1550s and it goes to Latin, but there was one definition of so it tells one of the definitions, get this, for scheme, it says, the meaning, plan of action devised to attain some end, unfavorable overtones, selfishness, the deviousness. So this is deviousness. See, they're making it seem like, oh, we're going to help the artists and, so this, that, and the third. They're making it sound cute. But it's deviousness behind it, man. There's selfishness behind it, but more so deviousness, man. And these devils are what? Deviousness, devil. Devious, conniving, deceptive. That's what these people are. So, and people are going to eat it right up. Oh, yeah, free money, this and the third. And they're using these articles. I guess the artists, they be poor. And that line of work over there in that country is not that lucrative. So yeah, deviousness. That's what the scheme is. So the deviousness. So hold up. So I'm gonna read that again. So it says, I encourage artists from all over the country, which is Ireland, to apply to ensure that those selected for the deviousness represent the broadest range of artists practicing in Ireland today. Ireland's Department of Culture says 2,000 applicants will be selected using an anonymous randomized selection process to give every applicant an equal chance of selection. The department says detailed guidelines on applying will be published in April, but that to be considered eligible, artists must be residents in Ireland when applying, be a professional artist with a professional creative practice, have a creative practice which is primarily based in Ireland. It says it expects to receive a high volume of applications, and it will not be possible to provide funding to all eligible applicants, but they're going to eventually do that. Those not selected in 2026 will be able to apply for the next scheme in 2029. See, these are test runs, but they want to do a lot of this by 2030. All the digital currency, Fed now, this all part of the same structure, the same beast system. Fed now, cashless, CBDC. All this is the framework for what? The beast system. Hold up. So let's get that. Because this is surely leading to the MOTB, like without a doubt. Like, come on, what else? Because think about it. As time goes on, more of this universal basic income gets put to more people, the masses. Then what's going to happen? They're going to say, what? Now you got to get this SIB if you want to keep these benefits. That's going to be the new stipulation. That's how Esau do. He bring it in, bring it all cute, bring it all like it's very, very convenient, yada, yada, yada. And then he's going to bring that little bit of inconvenience is going to be to see him and be like, that's how you're going to have to keep it. Just like they did with this V. Hey, if you want to get into certain venues, you want to keep your job, you have to get this, you want to get this shot. And people did it. People went right along with it. And people going to go right along with the MOTB. Because why else would it say when the Lord said there be some that should not bow their knee to Baal? That means a lot of people are going to bow their knee to this idol. And this is this devil's idol. This is the modern day Baal. This see it. This devil's technology. All of that good, all that bad stuff. All right? Oh shit. So this is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16, and it reads, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. See? And they keep bringing more of the calls to come to this point. Because everything's getting more digital. They taking up all the gold and silver. They about to do away with cash. They already did away with the pennies. People are carrying cash less and less. Then they're going to do away with debit and credit cards. They're going to do away with everything. Then what? The only way to keep your money, you got to get it implanted in your body. And that's going to be the RFID micro chip. Prophecy. And it's never happened in no point in history and no other empire, but this is the time. These are the latter days we're in. And it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So if they're getting rid of jobs, and they're talking about more layoffs to come in 2026, you had a lot of layoffs in 2025. You had a lot of layoffs in 2024. What else? What's the end game for all this job loss and then getting rid of all the physical currency? What else could it lead to? But then you still gonna get paid because they're going, oh, universal basic income. Well, then how you gonna get paid when you represent income? Yeah, they're gonna have it where you get it in an account or whatever, but then that's gonna be not good enough. Then you have to get it implanted in your body. And that's where this is leading to. That's where this is leading to. That's where this is leading to for sure. No ifs, ands, buts about it. This is the final play. You think they give a fuck about the convenience for the people? No. And for the very most important part, this is prophecy. And you can't stop prophecy. You can only play a part. You can only play a role in prophecy, man. Whether it be on a good side or the bad side. Esau happens to be on the bad side, and the elect of Israel on the good side. And you have a lot of our people that want to be on the bad side, so they're going to get judged with the bad side. But the Lord is mercy for Israel. They're going to come back in a reincarnation as the children of the elect. And that's how they get their blessing in the kingdom. That's how they receive the kingdom. But you're going to have a lot of our people that's going to get to see it. And that's why you'll pray for strength, man. Pray for strength and mercy to endure to the end, to not fall to the temptation, man. The hour of temptation is coming. This is what this is about. These devils about to bring out all their tricks. They about to bring out the worst of the unrighteous decrees. They about to bring it all out because he's at his end. And then the nukes come. You see, they all preparing for war. So it's all playing a part in the same prophecy. All right? So, with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, KAKADASH. Double honors to the apostles of Israel, aka the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. Shalom.